Wow. You know what? Sometimes it's better to shut the hell up and let people think that you're an idiot as opposed to opening your mouth and making yourself look totally worse. This just makes me literally sick to my stomach because, see, here's what's funny to me, okay? I'm just a guy. I'm Joe the fan like you, okay? So I don't have any ties to the Dallas Cowboys other than my heart. My heart loves the Dallas Cowboys since I was a little kid, sitting there on the couch with my father, okay? I got it from my father and have been one long, long ago. Before I even knew who the owner was, I didn't know who Bum Bright was or anything like that. All I knew was Roger Staubach, Drew Pearson, Tony the Thrill Hill, the Manster, going against that evil team in the Washington Redskins. That's all I knew. That's all I cared about. Unfortunately, we have to deal with more than just the play on the field. We have to deal with all of the ugliness that is the NFL and our team ownership. You know, my wife always says to me, own your shit. Own your shit. Because it's not so much the mistake you make as it is the lies behind it and trying to cover it up. That's what makes it even worse. Seriously, it makes it worse. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay, Stephen Jones tried to pull a fast one. Hey, you know what? I'm going to cover our ass. I can't say I blame him for trying to cover his ass. If you'd went to him and said, hey, look, we're going to go ahead and put this into your contract, and we're going to go ahead and say, if you get into trouble, we're going to be able to void your contract. You did that after he was already literally gone. He was dealing with Denver and pretty much had a deal, and you coaxed him to come back. Hey, we love you. We love you. We want you back and everything else. We believe in you and everything, right? You give him the same contract except with a off-ramp for yourself that you try and do after it. You try to sneak it in. After the fact, I saw, I don't know who it was, but one of the talking heads said that, they posted, this is standard language in all of the Cowboys contracts except for Dak Prescott's. So I'm sitting there thinking in my mind, why is it that Dak Prescott gets the exception? I know that he's, Saint Dak and everything, but it's kind of strange that you would say that everybody's contract except Dak's. I guess maybe Dak's would be easier to look at. So, damn Gina, update, as well as Cam, Billings. Both of them have been sending tweets back to me, per Ed Werder. And before anybody says, oh, you're just a clickbaiter, I'm giving you the source that it's coming from here. The cause in Randy Gregory's objection to voiding his contract if fined, suspended for any drug offense or violation of NFL personal conduct policy was not included in previous Cowboys contracts. It also wasn't mentioned in talks lasting until midnight, per sources. So we got told just 2 hours ago, this is standard language. We put this in all the contracts. So that's Ed Werder. Now maybe Ed gets some stuff wrong, but here we've got Jane Slater a few minutes later. For what it's worth, I've called a number of agents now about the Cowboys players and this salary forfeiture language in contracts that led to bad feelings with Randy Gregory. Have not found a single one yet. So already, it would have been kind of like, you know what, had they gone through and said this, and damn Gina, here, Gina's just sent me a couple more here. Instead, if they had said, you know what, because we've had Randy Gregory suspended before in the past, we know that marijuana is not something they suspend for anymore. We just want to cover our bases just in case. that would sound bad and say, we just don't trust you. Okay. And a good friend of mine always says, trust people, but keep them honest. Verify. So had they said that, it wouldn't be as bad as then coming out and saying, oh no, we do this in everybody's contract. We do this in everybody's contract. Now you're just out and out lying. Let me read the next update. This is 4 minutes ago. Before everybody vilifies Randy Gregory, how things are explained and presented are important here. I do not believe he had the proper context. If he was told Dak doesn't have the language, but was never told the rest of the contracts do have it, that might be important information as well. So let's say that again. Before everybody vilifies Randy Gregory, how things are explained and presented are important here. I don't believe he had the proper context. If he was told Dak doesn't have the language, but was never told the rest of the contracts do, it might have been important information. Okay, but yes, that's true. If somebody said, well, Dak doesn't have that, yes. But if you can't find anybody with it, if you can't find anybody else that has it, after you said everybody has it, that's pretty bad. Also, too, damn, Gina. We're also hearing that the Giants are expected to sign Tyrod Taylor as a backup to Danny Dimes, Danny Dollar Store. Danny, brother, can you please spare a dime? The longer this day goes, the worse the Jones family looks. I just don't know how else to equate it. The longer this goes, the more information that comes out, the worse the Joneses look. My video before this was Jerry Jones is rather upset about what transpired, about losing Randy Gregory. My last video was basically saying Jerry Jones needs to reel in Stephen Jones right now. Jerry Jones, listen, you got plenty of money. You got plenty of money. You need somebody in place to run this stuff like it needs to be run, Jerry. Nobody's like you. Hats off to you and Jimmy Johnson for getting 3 Super Bowls. If you think that Stephen Jones is going to get you a Super Bowl, they need to check you for dementia. There's no way. Stephen Jones had enough rope to hang himself, and he's hung. All right, we'll see how well this goes. I was out in the workshop there. I was doing a pour, so you got to put the respirator mask and the gloves and stuff on. I've got the inventables that's grinding stuff out. So I'm trying to do that stuff and just kind of stepping away from the Cowboys for a moment. But you can't step away for a moment. All right, peace out.